this video, I'm going to give you the secret sauce that other influencers would charge you thousands for. This video is really only for people who are genuinely serious about learning a skill and don't want to spend and waste a bunch of money on a course. You don't need a course to learn this. You can learn the fundamentals, apply them, and then become successful. So if you're the kind of person who is looking for a quick get-rich scheme, you're looking for a shortcut, you're not willing to do the work, and you're not willing to change your life with this skill, click away now. I'll give you the opportunity so the rest of us can stick around and actually learn this. So I'll give you a second. When you start a business, the only thing standing between you and success is your ability to sell. If you're starting a business, you probably don't have a bunch of money to go out and hire a bunch of people. And if you do, this video isn't even relevant for you. But if you have a business and it's just you, and it's how everybody starts just you. It's you versus the world. You've got to go out and pick up the phone. You've got to go and close prospects. And if you don't, your business will fail. And that's quite scary. I remember the first sales job I got. When I started, I was quite rubbish. I started working in a shop and I didn't know what to do. I was an order taker. I was going, oh, you need this? Okay, yes. And I would take their order and I'd process it on the till and that would be that. But I slowly realized that I could make a lot of money in sales. I remember my first meetings where I was so nervous, my palms were so sweaty and I was shaking, I was sick to my stomach and it was terrifying. But you know why it was worth it? Because of that commission check. I was solely motivated by money, but in life everything is sales. You might tell me, Chris, no, it's not. I don't work in sales. Not at all. No, it is. Anytime you want to rent an apartment, you need to negotiate with the landlord. Anytime you buy something, you need to negotiate. Anytime you want to pick up a girl, get a girlfriend, you need to be able to sell yourself. If you want to hire people for your business, you need to sell them on your vision. If you want investment for your company, you need to sell them on your vision. It's the single greatest fundamental skill that if you learn, if you spend the time learning, I promise you, you will never be broke. You will never have to worry about money ever again. I'm not going to tell you every business you start will be a success, but probably most businesses you start, you'll be able to make a bit of money. So that's why you need to learn sales. Now let's talk about how you go about learning them. These two books, Spin Selling and Never Split the Difference, will teach you everything you need to know. Literally go on Amazon, download these books onto your phone and read them because these are the fundamental skills of sales. The main premise is that people buy for one of two reasons: to make money or to save money. And it's normally because they have some kind of pain. And sales is all about finding out, does this person first have a pain? Can what I do solve that pain for them? And do they trust me to give them money and to solve their problem? That is a very simple overview of what sales is and how to sell somebody. But hopefully you've had a few sales calls. You're trying to get some business, whether it's for your agency or any kind of business you have. And let's say you are closing people, you are building your client base, but you want to get better. And as entrepreneurs, we're always trying to get better at everything we're trying to do. We are perpetual students. I've been in sales for 8 years. I've closed over $6 million worth of business. And yet I'm still learning. I'm still a student. Change that mindset that I am a student. I'm not the master, I'm the student. Because you have something to learn from everybody. But go and read those 2 books, and that will help. But if you really want to get better at sales, you need to start recording every single one of your calls. When you're making cold calls, you need to record them. When you're having sales calls where you're on Zoom or Google Meet, you need to record them. And a good thing you can do is actually listen back to them. Now, the first time you do it, it's really painful because hearing your own voice is weird. We're not used to hearing our own voice. But listen back to them and see, what could have I done differently? He gave me this objection. Oh, could I have said this? And make a note. Make on Notion a page where you go like sales cheat sheet and write down the things that you notice that you can improve upon. Whether it's your tonality or all of those different things. But here's some of the secret sauce, how to improve. If you know someone who's a good closer, ask them if you can send them the recordings. A good closer is going to be able to tell you exactly how you can improve. And here's a great example. If you said to me, hey Chris, can you review some of my sales calls? If you had something to offer me, say you were a graphic designer and you said, hey Chris, if you can review some of my sales calls, I'll do this, this, and this for you. There doesn't need to be an exchange of money, but if there's an exchange of value, which if you read Never Split the Difference, you'll understand. If there's an exchange of value, I'd be willing to do that. Any good sales closer would be willing to do that. And I know you have something to offer them. There's someone in the marketplace who wants what you're selling. To do that. But when you ask them for help, when you ask them, hey, Chris, please listen to my call, actually ask them for feedback, but ask them for specific feedback. The best thing you can do is say, hey, Chris, what are 1 or 2 things I can do to improve? What would have you done differently on that sales call that could have closed the deal? And send them the good ones and the bad ones. The best thing is if you send a bad one and a good one. There's nothing wrong with having bad sales calls. I've made 60,000 cold calls and I still get nervous. I still have bad calls. I can't even remember how many meetings I've had and I still have bad meetings. And I have one of my friends listen to my sales calls and he gives me feedback. As it's easier to get feedback from somebody else than it is from yourself. Now, this is a thing that you can only get better at the more you do. I promise you, if you have 50 hours of sales meetings, if you do 50 hours worth of cold calling, you're going to be better than most people. Because in this day and age, there is no competition. Those of you who are still watching are ruthless, and you will keep going until the end, and you will beat all of the people who have clicked off. All of those people who've clicked off are your competition. Isn't that great? There's not many of us out there. People who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to fail, who are willing to do the hard things. That's why I'm happy you're watching this video. And because you're still watching this video, I don't sell any courses. I make my money outside of YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. But I have a guide that's completely free that teaches you how to get your first client. It's this Notion document that has pretty much everything you need to know. I've just added the cold calling guide, has everything when it comes to setting up your email accounts and reaching out to people, and it's free. Because you're ruthless, I want to give you a cheat sheet. So DM me on Instagram, cheat sheet or something like that, and I'll send this to you. Right, I'll send it to you completely for free. I'm never going to charge for it, but there is so much great information in there, and I only want to give it to people like you. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you because I don't have many subscribers, I don't have many followers, I'm doing this because I'm making the videos I wish I saw 4 years ago when I started entrepreneurship. And I believe you can do it. I've been in your shoes, I've sat there. And I know you can do it. If you just change your thoughts, you will change your life.